Alright everybody, this is Hunter Ziegler with Recruit Creative. And tonight I just kind of want to go over how to apply for a preference point as a non-resident. And there's a lot of good videos out on everything basically leading up to going through the process itself on X, not on X, but GoHunt, and like Randy Newburg, and a lot of people have YouTube videos out and they do a really good job of explaining how a lot of it works, but I just wanted to go ahead and take their stuff and kind of transition it onto the Colorado Parks and Wildlife website and go ahead and show you how to buy a license and apply for a preference point, or I guess you could even use this to apply for the draw. I've hunted Colorado twice over the counter. There's a lot of over the counter units, but I'm trying to build preference points, and I know that this season I'm not going to be able to go, so it's a perfect opportunity for me. I just want to preface this video by telling you that you do have to have a hunting license in order to even apply for this preference point. So all in all, it costs about $110 if you're wanting to get the hunting license and the application fee. And I went ahead and applied for a mule deer tag at the same time, or a mule deer preference point. So I just want to run through real quick on what you have to do to go through and get that done. So type in Colorado Parks and Wildlife, go to sign in or create account. And for me, having purchased over-the-counter tags before in the state, they had some of my information, and I had to come over here to this existing customers and then go to look up profile, and then in there it has you type in, I think, your date of birth and some other information to help you look up your profile, and then you got to create a password, and then you have your own account. So that's how I did it. If you're a new customer, you're still going to have to sign up an account, and I think you do that over here. So that part of it's not too difficult. One thing you do have to have, though, is your hunter safety education card, and that's just a requirement. You also have to carry that in the field while you're hunting. So I know a lot of guys that don't, but I know it says all over the website and all over numerous places that you have to have it. So I'm one of those guys that if it says it, I try to do it. So we'll go ahead and sign into my account. I don't know my customer ID number, I don't believe. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my driver's license and then my password. Alright, so after you've done that, it looks like it wants me to confirm my account details. I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm, and then it brings up your personal information here. I'm going to go to view all of my orders because I've already done this, and I'm obviously blurring out a lot of information here. So the cheapest way to do this is with a non-resident small game annual license, and that itself will let you apply. But you have to do this first, and it costs about $86.50, and that comes with a $10.59 habitat stamp with license whenever you do that. So as you can see here, it has my deer application and my elk application, which are both an additional $9.17. So we're good to go on that. We did that earlier. Now what I want to show you is actually how I did that. So what I did was go up here to hunting and fishing. And I'm hoping it actually lets me go through the same process that I did earlier. View available licenses and draws. I'm afraid that it's actually going to not allow me to see some of the selections just because I've already done it. Alright, so here you have to select your proof of residency. I'm a non-resident. I'm going to go ahead and hit proceed. And then it's got a lot of information here, and this is kind of what I showed you a second ago. In order to get in the draw or get your preference point, you got to either have one of these qualifying licenses, and I thought that maybe the spring turkey would be cheaper than this small game license. It's not. It's like 160 bucks, I think. And as I just showed, this is like $86. So this is the license that I went with. They go on sale March 1st, and they are good through the draw. At least they're all the way until, I believe it says next March or so. So this year the big game draw application deadline is going to be 8 p.m. April 5th. So we're getting really close. This is the 27th. You got a few days to do that. And from there, to get my non-resident small game license, I believe I went up here to hunting, and this actually wouldn't show me earlier where I was at, unless I'm doing that wrong. Because I'd go to buy small game and combo license. Yeah, so I think since I've already got it, it's not really showing up here. Anyways, I purchased that one that I showed you earlier, and then you come back here to buy big game license. Then you scroll down to elk or deer, whatever. It actually looks like, since I've already done this, yeah. So since I've already done it for deer and elk, it's not going to let me actually show you that process again. So we'll go ahead and pretend that we're wanting a black bear. I went ahead. I'm not applying. It doesn't matter right now. Say you just want your preference point. I'm just putting in that not applying as a group. So now you're going to put in your code. And I don't know the code for this. But a lot of it starts with, so if it's B, it's bear. Earlier the deer was a D, elk was an E. And then you put in a P. And then it was all 9s. And then another P. So the only thing you would change is your E for elk or D for deer or whatever you were going to do. And then I just filled out the first choice just for the preference point. I went to confirm choices, and there you can see what pops up is a preference point. Then I'm going to add it to the cart. This is where you go in, put your hunter safety card number, and then add to cart and checkout. And then at this point, you would be good to proceed to checkout, and then you should be good to earn your bonus points. So that's the process I went through with both the deer and the elk. You just got to look up that hunt code. It should be, like I said, it starts with a B for bear, E for elk, D for deer, then you put a P in, and then all 9s and then another P. And that should get you your code. You're always able to check that though after you enter that in to make sure that it says preference point. And that pretty much sums it up. I hope this video helped. It's not groundbreaking by any means, but there's a lot of kind of intimidation or worry that you're not going to fill it out correctly, but I went through it earlier today, and it was a pretty simple process. It's just hard to keep track of so many different states and all this research, so I thought I'd make a video that goes straight to the point on the website, and that's just for your preference point. And these things are important in the state of Colorado because it's a preference point state if you want to be able to hunt some of those better units. So if you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them. And good luck if you get to make it out this year. If not, let's start building those preference points and maybe make it out in a few years.